Thank you, Presiding Officer. Now, for once, I feel confident in saying that everyone who participated in this debate, from the most ardent bill supporter through the doubtful to those fervently opposed, can all expect the same fate. Regrettably, to be met by at least some level of abuse afterwards from some quarter or another. In many respects, this is testament to all of our collective failure, from government to the lowliest of backbenchers, to ensure this issue is managed with the mutual respect and seriousness it deserves. There are far too many people, even amongst elected representatives, who felt unable to participate in discussions because of its toxic nature. Edwin Morgan wrote in his poem at the reopening of this Scottish Parliament, and he said, "What do the people want of this place? They want it to be filled with thinking persons." I wonder how he would view the quality of discourse around this issue. The other day, in speaking to my amendment, I revealed some personal effects the debate has had on me. But today I want to set that to one side and reflect more broadly. I'm not going to debate detail. That time is past. If there is one lesson I hope we can all learn from this debate, however, is that Edwin Morgan's remark is truer than ever, and we all need the humility to admit we have some distance yet to travel. I fear this bill has missed an opportunity. There are elements of it that would have brought us all together in making life easier, making society more welcome for trans people and more respectful of the rights of women. But instead, the bill has created battlegrounds where none needed to exist. I've had a long professional interest in matters of change. And what are some of the basic lessons that we can learn from both experience and research? We know that significant change often fails, and in around 70% of cases, that failure occurs because people are not collectively taken on a journey. A failure to respect a wide variety of views, a failure to listen, and a failure to truly empathetically engage are symptomatic of the types of behaviours that contribute. I've seen some of those failings in this debate. There are many issues that have been raised over recent days. In my case, I've been concerned to raise mental health and trauma issues amongst some women that I fear have not been treated seriously enough, let alone understood. Others have raised concerns around the interface with the 2010 Equalities Act. Some have raised concerns about safe spaces for women and of the consequences of giving legitimacy to a self-ID approach. It doesn't matter now whether I agree or disagree with some of these observations. For me, what they've highlighted is that we have had a less than perfect approach to the entirety of this legislative process. And when this occurs, it undermines trust in the perception of us, all of us, legislating fairly and effectively. There is, of course, in all of this raw politics. Too often small minorities, both inside and outside this Parliament, have been afforded significantly too much influence at the expense of the ordinary citizens of Scotland. There is a fear amongst some that we're in a dangerous path for democracy if we fall under what Professor Elizabeth David Barrett has called state capture. This is where small groups of the strongly driven, capture political debate and discourse at the expense of the people we are all here to serve. We all need to be aware of the motivations of those who seek to influence us. My belief that in approaching the politics of this as requiring the dark arts of the whips was wrong. If, from the very outset, all of the political parties in this Parliament had agreed this is precisely the type of issue redolent of ethics and fundamental rights, where it should have been dealt with as a matter of conscience rather than whipped, we would have got a much more open and healthy debate. Flowing from that, we would have got a better legislative process and bill. As it stands, however, the late recognition of different views, the resultant legislative journey and a final bill which regrettably will bring out some unintended consequences and arguably court action means, as a matter of conscience, I regret this time I cannot vote in favour. Thank you.